Hello everybody and welcome to a new video. Today I am going to be doing something a little new. I will be doing a let's play of a game book. This is the book Under Dragon's Wing. And this is Endless Quest Book 15. It's from TSR Inc., who are the producers of the Dungeons and Dragons game. It's by John Kendall, and it's an official Dungeons and Dragons TM adventure book. This is basically like the choose your own adventure games, so it's quite a simple one to get into. It's going to be pretty easy to explain and just get started pretty quickly with this adventure. I have not done this book before, so this is quite an exciting adventure for all of us. I'll read you the back. I wonder when this was made. I actually don't know. I'll have a quick look and see that first. 1984. This book was made in 1984. And it says on the back, pick a path to adventure. A Dungeons and Dragons adventure book. The legions of the evil Crimson Wizard are besieging the walled city that is your home. And by your, they mean me, so I'm taking this personally. With the help of your magical dragon ring and ancient sorcery book, it is up to you to stop them, but will these aids be enough? We're gonna have to see, I hope so. You're about to enter the exciting world experienced by players of the popular Dungeons and Dragons game. It is a fantasy world filled with enchanted castles and fearsome monsters. Are you brave enough to meet its challenges? I am. Am I also sensible enough to survive those challenges? That is another thing. We shall have to see. I'm up for this, yep. In other Endless Quest books, you can combat... Oh, it's telling us about the other books. Oh, there's other books in the series. I should look and see what else they've got. In other Endless Quest books, you can combat secret agents skilled in espionage. Sounds cool. Journey to the corners of the galaxy. Sounds interesting. Or attempt to survive in a future world ravaged by wars. Sounds like a challenge. Each Endless Quest book is based on an exciting role-playing game, but you don't need to know the game to enjoy the book. Just make your choices and accept the consequences. Remember, only your choices can lead to success in Endless Quest books. And in 1984, TSA were charging £1.25 for this book. Was that a bargain? No idea. I don't think so. I think it was probably about normal. It's quite a small book. Let's see now. We get a little blurb. I think... Oh, we get this lovely illustration that I will show you here. Absolutely lovely. Can you see that? Picture of dragons fighting. Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. The cover art is by Elmore and the interior art is by Sam Granger. Cool. Oh yes, we get a little explanation, I think, of how this works and a little setup of who your character is. Let me just see how long that is. Have I gone past the start? Can't tell. Okay, I'm going to start where it begins. You are about to set off on an adventure in which you will meet many dangers and face many decisions. Your choices will determine how the story turns out. So be careful. You must choose wisely. Do not read this book from beginning to end. Instead, as you are faced with a decision, follow the instructions and keep turning to the pages where your choices lead you until you come to an end. At any point, your choice could bring success or disaster. You can read Under Dragon's Wing many times with many different results. So if you make an unwise choice, go back to the beginning and start again. Good luck on your adventure! In this story, you are Treon, young prince of the proud kingdom of Grendopolin? Grendopolin. With your country besieged on all sides by the armies of the evil Crimson Wizard, your parents have sent you and your elf tutor Rhinath to the far-off town of Tragedium for your own safety. But you cannot be satisfied until you discover a way to come to the aid of your country in its hour of great crisis. But I am a prince of Grendopolin, you complain, your voice rising. An apprentice wizard too? How could my parents possibly have sent me off to this backwoods village hundreds of miles from home, just because I blundered one little spell? You angrily trudge down half-empty streets through the marketplace of Tragedium. Trajan, we are supposed to keep your identity a secret. Your elven tutor Rhinath whispers sharply. Oh, he's meant to whisper. See, in English we didn't get that at the start, didn't get he was meant to whisper, so... Yeah, right. Trajan, we're supposed to keep your identity a secret. Your elven tutor Rhinath whispers sharply. And coming here has nothing to do with your bungled web spell. Your parents thought you would be safer here than in Balshad while our country is under attack. She adds. You glare back at her in disbelief as she continues. Your parents need all the soldiers they have, so they decided not to send any to guard you. You must agree to stay in disguise. With your road-muddied face and rough clothes, you're safe as long as you don't give yourself away, so keep your voice down. You look at the stern elf and feel your anger seep away. At the castle, Rhinath is responsible for teaching you. You recall with fondness the many stolen moments for her patient chess lessons. I'm gonna have a little drink of mad juice. One moment, I'm getting a bit... 1 second. One moment. Should help. Right. Got to stay in disguise, we're up to, right. You look at the stern elf and feel your anger seep away. At the castle, Rhinath is responsible for teaching you. You recall with fondness the many stolen moments for her patient chess lessons, tucked among your other studies. But when you travel, the 200-year-old elf also serves as your bodyguard. She can use her long sword Glitter Edge with deadly accuracy and keeps a cool head when danger threatens. I guess I should stick to reading about dragons and studying my lessons, you say, obediently lowering your voice. Then maybe the next time there's trouble I can stay in Balshad to help out. You move dejectedly on down the row of shops. Then your eye is caught by a small bookery. Stopping, you read the sign over the door. Madame Ursula. Spells, books, and jewellery of antiquity. You feel a stir of excitement. Magic and old things always fascinate you. I'm surprised to find such a shop in this dumb town, you tell Rhinath. All the more likely in an out-of-the-way village, Rhinath replies. Do we dare go in? I don't think anyone in these parts will recognise you, especially the way you look now, says the elf. Just don't give yourself away. Then she adds, chuckling, perhaps you can purchase a new webcasting spell. Your old web spell somehow managed to tangle the entire second floor of the castle for hours in that sticky goop. You flush with anger at Rhinath's kidding as she adds, and maybe you can buy a spell to get back that purse of money you lost along the way. Money will be scarce till we get more from home. You bring the unpleasant conversation to a sudden close by pushing past the smiling elf into the bookery. "Good morrow, young gentleman," says a tall, elderly woman from behind a rack of scrolls. She wears a long emerald green gown with a wide brown sash. "Perhaps I can interest you in a spell to solve your problems," she says mysteriously. You feel your face begin to redden again. "Now even total strangers are making fun of me," you exclaim, whirling around to leave. "No one is making fun of you," Madame Ursula calls after you. "As a matter of fact, many people solve their problems at my bookery." Your curiosity aroused, you pause and examine the woman more closely in the dim, musty bookery. "What possible information of value could I expect to find in this out-of-the-way town?" you ask sceptically. "Do not insult knowledge if you wish to dance with it," Rhinath says from behind you. "Wisdom may wear strange clothes," Madame Ursula adds without missing a beat. Far from being angry, she looks at you with a kindly gaze. This dusty bookshop is certainly the last place you would have looked to solve your problems, but somehow you feel that it's all right, short of revealing yourself to confide in Madame Ursula. You wonder what Rhinath will say, but she keeps silent as you speak. Let me see who's talking. In English, we get all of the speech before who says it, so let's see, I think it's me talking. Or the elf, who I'm giving the same voice, right? "I don't know if you're aware of all the details of our country's problems, but they are serious, and I want to help. Rampelion, the Crimson Wizard, is at this very moment creating an army of magical lava warriors to attack the royal capital of Balshad. Meanwhile, his army of orcs and humans from Zor is invading Grindopolin's southern border. Madame Ursula nods slowly. "And how would you solve Grindopolin's problems?" she asks. 3 centuries ago, Rampelion caused all the dragons to disappear, then vanished himself. Now that the Crimson Wizard has returned to menace Grindopolin once more, I'd like to summon forth a dragon. A number of them were formerly our allies." A slow, faint smile spreads across Madame Ursula's face as she listens to your explanation. "What if the dragon were to help Rampelion instead?" she asks pointedly. "Not all dragons are evil," you insist. "If I could conjure up a friendly dragon, I'm sure it would prove to be a great help against the evil Rampelion." "A daring plan, your high... my young friend," the old woman says, catching her slip in mid-sentence. Rhinath's hand flashes to the hilt of her sword in alarm. "Nobody is supposed to know who you are. Have you given yourself away somehow?" Oh, we get a beautiful, beautiful picture here. One moment. Absolutely lovely. So that'll be me and the elf and the elderly lady. What are we up to now? Let's see. Who's even speaking? Right. "Perhaps King Aeron and Queen Niade are too preoccupied with the immediate threat of war to consider a solution such as yours," Madame Ursula says smoothly, glancing quickly at Rhinath. Then she turns and approaches an old chest with rusty locks. "I don't show these to many of my customers," she says as she removes something from the chest. "But they may help you find the solution you seek." Madame Ursula turns back towards you and places a small box on the countertop. Inside, on a velvet cushion, sits a beautiful, ornately carved ring. With a start, you notice that it is shaped like a tiny dragon. Try it on, Madame Ursula urges you. You remove the small silver ring from the box and push it onto your finger. The wings of the tiny dragon fit perfectly around your finger. As you admire the ring, you are startled to feel your hand tingle. You feel a surge of power you have never felt before, and you feel strangely excited. Might this ancient ring somehow strengthen your magical powers, you wonder? You can hardly keep from jumping up and down in expectation. This book may prove of interest to you too, young man, Madame Ursula adds, handing you a heavy, leather-bound volume edged with metal. Still feeling the strange surge of power from the ring, you open the book and silently read the title page. The Grendopolin Manual of Sorcery for Summoning and Repelling Major Dragons. For a moment you forget all about the ring. After all, you don't know if the ring really has any magical powers. Maybe this strange book could provide a quicker source of help. Maybe it would enable you to summon a dragon to Grendopolin to fight the evil Rampelion. But you wonder if an apprentice magic user would have enough control to cast such a spell. Perhaps the ring is your best bet after all. Perhaps it can supply you with the extra strength you know you will need. And then you remember, you don't have much money to spare. How much do they cost? You ask. 200 crowns each, Madame Ursula answers, a bargain at twice that price. Quickly calculating how much you'll need for room and board at the inn till more money arrives, you decide you can buy either the ring or the book, but not both. So, this is my first decision. 1. If you choose to buy the ring to increase your magical powers, turn to page 18. 2. If you decide instead to buy the book so you can summon a dragon to fight Rampelion, turn to page 133. I feel like choice 2 is very stupid. I'm an apprentice mage, summoning a big-ass dragon to fight... I feel like I meant to level up if that's a thing in this book before I try that. You can't just be like, boom, summon a dragon. Oi, dragon, would you kick Rampelion's ass for me? Like, it's like whack. That's it. Game over. Well done. You won. That'd be pish. So definitely siding with this ring. Let me just have a wee read back. Adorable ring shaped like a tiny dragon, fits you perfectly. Yada yada. Got it for you, Ursula. Seems to be fit for you. Yep, increases your magical powers. I mean, it seems like a no-brainer, right? So I'm gonna stick the ring on. Turn into page, section 18, I should say. Right. I'll buy the ring, you tell Madame Ursula, as you feel another surge of power pulse through your body. Quickly you count out the coins. If the Zorians or the Lava Warriors manage to break through the Royal Army's defences, you will have a weapon to use immediately. The dragon ring fits only people of rare quality, my young friend, the old woman says mysteriously. You flip through the pages of the sorcery manual one last time, wondering if you have made the right choice. Would you like to borrow the book tonight and return it to me in the morning? I'm sure I can trust you. You look at Rhinath, who wrinkles her pale forehead quizzically. You show great trust in total strangers, madam, she says dubiously. Your friend now possesses the dragon ring, Madame Ursula replies. I am certain that one way or another he shall meet his obligations. The old woman's confident manner only seems to bother Rhinath more, but finally, grudgingly, she allows you to borrow the book. On the way back to your inn, the rising phoenix, the elf says suspiciously, "I'd swear she knew who you were when we walked in. At least she does now. If you felt I was in danger, why did you let me go on about our country's problems?" For once the elf is silent. After a long pause, she continues. Why did the old woman call the book a manual? It's merely a collection of stories about dragons called, famous dragons from Grandopolin's past. You knit your brow thoughtfully, but say nothing. You don't understand this remark at first, but gradually an idea forms in your mind. Can it be that the true contents of the book are only visible to those destined to use it? It seems too incredible to believe, yet somehow. Your thoughts are temporarily interrupted by your arrival at the Rising Phoenix. Rhinath escorts you to your room. At the door she says, "I'll check on the latest reports from Bal Shad at the Zorian border. At the same time, I'll see if more money has arrived. Try not to cast any unfortunate spells from your storybook until I return," she adds with a grin. Practically shutting the door in her face, you turn to settle down with the borrowed book. Gonna have a wee glug o' my juice one moment. Let's see, knitting my brow thoughtfully. Yep, incredible to believe. Yes. Arriving at the Rising Phoenix, and Rhinath is escorting me to my room. At your door, she says, "I'll check on the latest reports from Bal Shad at the Zorian border. At the same time, I'll see if more money has arrived." Yeah, don't cast unfortunate spells. Slamming the door in her face. Just about. Right, I'm opening the heavy, yellowed volume to the title page. Grandopolin Manual of Sorcery, you read aloud, your mind recalling Rhinath's apparent inability to see the real title. Perhaps the book has had a protection spell placed on it. That would allow only a wizard to read the true title of the book. You recall Madame Ursula's words about the ring fitting only people of rare quality. Perhaps that's what she meant, you think, with a burst of excitement. Soon you find yourself deep in explanations of ancient spells and tales of strange, powerful dragons from Grandopolin's fascinating past. As you turn a page, you see a picture of a dragon that somehow looks familiar. The dragon of your ring! You read the story of Airsail, guardian dragon of the magic portals of Grandopolan. It tells of how Rampelion used a transformation spell to imprison Airsail within a ring. Could this be the very ring? Fascinated, you read on, skimming past passages that tell of another great dragon, the evil Fire Whip. You learn that only another sorcerer, one who understands the ancient ways, can free Airsail by casting a spell. Perhaps the book contains the wording for such a spell. Growing increasingly excited, you read further and discover what seems to be the spell you are looking for. But your excitement cools a bit. Your sister Defal and your mother have warned you never to attempt spells beyond your level of experience. Your mind reels as you weigh the risk of casting the spell. Oh my. So this is another opportunity to just cast a huge dragon spell. Okay, so the options, I've got two options again. One, if you think you should heed the warning of your mother and sister and not risk uncertain sorcery, turn to page 25. Am I just a big candy ass? Because I feel like that's a good option here. I feel like not being a noob and casting massive dragon spells is just a good idea. Hashtag life hack, just a good idea? I don't know. Option 2 is if you choose to ignore their warning and try to free Iresail with a spell, you turn to page 46. It's gotta be 25. I'm not gonna. I mean, what I'm going to do is play it once, and if you want to see me doing it again, you can like and say in the comments and subscribe and all that jazz, and we'll maybe have a funny playthrough while I try and summon all of the dragons. That could be quite a wheeze. Right, so we're on page 25. I'll say as well, I'm going to do a little bit more, and then we'll take a break, and then there'll be more of this in the next episode. But yes, I'll try and make this maybe half an hour or so per episode. I'm going to do a let's play of this book and a bunch of other game books as well. And I'll try and have that as the format for them all so that they don't just kind of get too long and kind of boring. So you can watch kind of a normal episode length, I think, isn't it? Really half an hour. So yeah, that'll be nice. But we'll do a bit more. We're not up to half an hour yet. So yeah, we're on page 25 now. Yes, I am, after all, only an apprentice wizard, you think. I shouldn't compose a dangerous spell without help. And I'm just like, you think. How are we being even asked this? So, okay, go in the non-dumbass route, right? You remember how your brother Eric teased you into showing off and making a sprite appear on the banquet table at your parents' anniversary celebration. They were far from pleased to have slept right through the feast held in their honour, you recall ruefully. Turning back to the Dragon Manual, you read the history of Firewhip, a huge red dragon who burned several villages in Graindopalan and killed everyone who tried to defend them. Finally, the Emerald Wizard, Jalquin, a remote ancestor of yours, trapped Firewhipped inside Mountain Am, one of the 5 mountains that ring the city of Balshad. Towards the end of the chapter, you come upon a spell that is supposed to summon Firewhip. You think it's odd since there was no spell to call forth Iresail, but the spell looks legitimate enough. Through the window you see Rhynath returning to the Rising Phoenix. You decide to put the book aside, but first you read the spell for calling Firewhip. Without thinking, you find yourself giving voice to the words. I get no choice here, it's just telling me to turn to page 46. Okay. Oh, I get to read the lyrics. Okay, just a second, okay. It burns the land from north to south of all who dare its flaming lip. Beware the lightning of the mouth and the snaking tail of Firewhip. You read aloud from the book. Before the last word is out of your mouth, a terrible wind blasts open the door to your room with a loud crash. You hear it howl eerily through the corridors of the Rising Phoenix. What have I done? You shout as you clutch the book tightly to your chest and run outside. Lightning crackles through the darkened sky all around you. You look up and see not lightning, but a real-life Firewhip swooping straight towards you, flames shooting out of its mouth. You've got to decide what to do quickly, or it will be too late. And before I read the options, I'm going to show you this absolutely stunning illustration. Just look at that. So this is the situation I'm in, and I must quickly decide Chop chop, whether to 1. If you decide to run for your life, turn to page 67. I'm guessing that's the good option. Let's see what else we get to do. If you choose to try to find a counter spell to use against Fire Whip, turn to page 98. Didn't it say we're a noob? I didn't miss something, right? I'm just gonna run and hide like an absolute sissy. You do only live once. You do also only die once. So, right. Yeah, I think running and hiding is a good move. Right. Let me just find the right page. Running for my life, go to 67. Right. Desperately, you lunge out of the dragonfire's path. As you hit the ground, you hear the water in a trough behind you evaporate with an angry hiss. Glancing back, you see the entire first floor of the Rising Phoenix explode into flame. Rhinath is nowhere in sight. Many thanks for setting me free, feeble human. The red dragon roars down at you. Leaping to your feet, you run frantically down the street, your pace slowed by the heavy book, still clutched to your chest. Can we just clarify, I didn't take the book, I didn't summon the damn dragon, we're being made to do this. Okay, this is scary. I'm running down the street terrified, okay. As you round a corner, you feel your foot slip on a loose cobblestone in the street. The sorcery manual flies from your hands as you instinctively reach out to cushion your fall. A tongue of fire licks past your head, and a nearby granary erupts into flames. You spring to your feet as an enormous shadow darkens the entire street. You turn to see the dragon almost on top of you now, ready to unleash its fiery flame for the kill. In the nick of time, you remember a trick your brother Eric taught you. Suddenly you tuck your body into a ball and somersault beneath the cone-shaped flame. Feeling intense heat on your back as you rise once more, you rip your smouldering vest from your body and fling it aside. You feel your finger tingling beneath the dragon ring. Could its magic help you now? But the book's magic brought only bad luck. Maybe if you get rid of the ring too, your luck will change. Another choice I did not make. Jerking the ring from your finger, you hurl it as far as you can, then look up to see Fire Whip circling just above your head. Well, what's my stupid character gonna do now then? Humans are even bigger fools than I thought. The dragon chortles evilly. You held salvation in your hands and tossed it away. Crickets chirp. I feel like... Okay. I didn't consent to this. In a last desperate attempt to escape, you duck down another back street. Your heart sinks in your stomach as you realise it comes to a dead end. Oh, we get a picture of me looking terrified and let me see if I can show you this. Lovely picture of me looking terrified and being chased down a street by this big dragon. Absolutely stunning. Right, okay. So it's a dead end. The book might have helped you, but your second and last mistake was getting rid of the ring. The dragon roars. You feel the hot breeze from its flapping wings as the huge creature settles on a nearby roof just above you. You hear laughter mingled with the roar of flames from the red dragon's mouth. And as heat like you've never felt before envelops you, you know that this is... Oh, it's backwards, is it? I can't tell. Okay, the end. I appear to have died. Not many opportunities for choice occurred, I feel. Was I meant to summon the first one? Was I meant to try and summon that one? Do you want to find out what happens if I attempt to summon dragons? If you have liked this video, please click like. If you want to see what else I do, I will be doing other Let's Plays of game books. I have an intro for the first Sonic the Hedgehog game book that you can see. Oh no, you can't. I've not uploaded it yet. Sorry, I've not uploaded this yet either. Sorry, I'm losing track now. My bad. I have to go into town kind of to upload anything longer, so I thought that was uploaded. It's not yet. That will be on there though. I do a bunch of interesting stuff. You can check it out if you want. If you want to see what happens if I do something else in this book, please let me know in the comments. I would find that really interesting. I would like to do another one of these. That was a lot shorter than I thought it would be. I thought I would live longer. Oh well. But yeah, subscribe too, because then you will get a notification when I do another one of these, or another gamebook Let's Play. I had a lot of fun doing that, even though I died quickly. I've really enjoyed doing this video. I hope you've really enjoyed watching it. Um, yeah, it's been good. I'll say bye for now. I hope I do see you in another video. Bye bye.